So I guess it's going to be a catch-up episode. A lot of stuff has happened, um, and there's a lot of good stuff that I want to share. So I'm going to go Jonathan Evison style. Um, One of my favorite authors. Make sure I get the light on this book. It is called The Heart of Winter. It's his latest book, and it was kind of a love letter to his mom. Um, was able to see him recently in Portland, actually in Southwest Portland, and I'm blanking on the name of the bookstore. It's an independent bookstore. Gosh damn! You know what? I can just look this up myself. So, God, where was that? Was it Annie's? Let's see, bookstore. And again, Jonathan, dude, you're awesome. And I love how you, when you go to your cabin, you have your 2 days to write. And then we actually, you talked about you have that cabin space, but you also, like your wife, mother to your children, she also gets a couple of days there every single week. That is kind of your routine, because you literally are like a dad to the kids, and you're Mr. Mom. You know, if you're old enough to remember that reference. But you insist that your amazing wife goes there and gets her break, and then you go there 2 days a week, I think, to do your work. Um, but was it bookstore? Um, Southwest Portland. And it's funny, I had never heard of this bookstore before, but obviously I follow you. Yeah, it's in Annie Bloom's books, I believe, on Capitol Highway. And you had just released, um, I think you're on the tour releasing this book. So once again, The Heart of Winter, a love letter to your mom, who you're, I believe, lives with you and you're currently taking care of. So that was cool. Um, Went there and I brought Krista, my friend, there, and it was a totally new experience. She'd never done something like that, and I'm sorry, Jonathan. Yeah, that but I've, I met you the first time at Get Lit at the Beach, and then got to know you, and I was like, oh, here is a kindred spirit. So I got comfortable with you, obviously, and when we found a parking spot at this most recent book event at Annie Bloom's, walking down and I was like, oh, so that's the bookstore. And I looked right across the street and I saw a place that I thought you'd be at. And I was like, walking by it with my friend Krista, and I was like, I have a feeling he's in there. I just want to go take a walk and see if he is. I'm just gonna do a lap, and then you were right there having dinner, and I'm sorry I interrupted you. And by the way, I am assuming you were with your friend um, Willie Vlotten. Willie Vlotten. Um, so I didn't recognize him. Obviously, I'd never met him before, but you were sitting at a booth having dinner before the event. So I made a point to say hi, and like, dude, I'm not trying to like. I just wanted to say hi, and you'd be here. Look, I'll see you at the thing, and we left. And then we walked right around the corner to the St. John's. Is it St. John's Market? But they have a store there. It's an amazing place. You can get the best craft beers ever. And me and Krista were just hanging out there. And you walked in right before the God, I'm giving away trade secrets. But you walked in just to grab, a few beverages for you and Willie. And it was so kind of you as you walked in on your way out to the truck stand. You remembered us and you were like, "Oh, I'll see you there." And that was super cool. So, gosh, I'm going down a rabbit hole, but that was awesome. But yes, I had never heard of Willie Vlotten until that event at Annie Bloom's bookstore. Um, but I was really impressed with your conversation with him, and I did at Annie Bloom's. I bought Heart of Winter at Annie Bloom's, and I bought Willie's book, The Horse, at Annie Bloom's. Yeah, and that was a really cool, intimate venue. And yes, I will also say, because nobody's ever going to see this. Um, I did when I realized you were going to be there. I reached out to you that afternoon, and I was like, "Hey, we're going to come there, and um, do you want me to like?" I recorded you at the Get Lit at the Beach last year. I was like, "Do you want me to set up a camera and just record this?" And you were the best ever. And I realized now that I was being tedious and annoying. You were like, "No, let's just chill out and have a good time." Um, but I think now I get it. Yeah, you just wanted to relax and be able to speak freely and not worry about if it was going to be recorded and 10 years later somebody will complain about something you said. So no, but it was a really good experience. And my friend Krista that came with me, she was really impressed and had a good time because it was something outside of her norm. I don't think she'd ever been to something like that. um, just listening to two authors talk about their craft and the inspiration behind their story and why they write books and all that stuff. So yeah, and God, I'm going to share too much, just like Jonathan does. Um, no, I'm going to self censor. Yeah, Jonathan, I'll tell you that story. And actually, I actually want to tell Willie that story because it relates to his book in person. So I'm not going to do it here. Yeah, a lot of amazing things have been happening. Um, I was able to record. Um, well, I did a podcast with a coworker, Brindle, and her husband Brian, just randomly. You know what I do, my origin story thing. With I like to hear people talk about where they came from. But then, after doing that, I was able to, or it gave Brian the thought that maybe we should do this with his mom, and we did. It was freaking awesome. That's private. That's only for Brian. But it was really cool. It was really actually cool to meet his mother, and we talked for over an hour, and it was really amazing. So that's the. It kind of just feeds the fire because with my friend Jason, who passed away in December, who I went to high school with and all that stuff. But yeah, I know that I know my friends and family and ancillary acquaintances that don't understand what I'm doing or why I care about this. But there's been a lot of connections made recently um, that I'm kind of making a difference in. God, that sounds so arrogant. Um, I'm able to help people. Um, and also, I'm getting the gift of listening to people tell their stories. And I'm learning about people that maybe I work with, or, um, I'm meet them in passing because they work at a tap room or a brewery. And then when I, like Amber. Sorry, Kat. Um, Kat and Casey. But anyway, I met Amber at the open mics because I keep practicing guitar, so I'm doing a lot of open mics. But I met her at Casey's open mic, Cascade Barn Grill every Sunday. Monday nights are in at it's Playmakers in Ridgefield on Monday nights, and then Penalties downtown Vancouver on Tuesdays, and then Playmakers in Hazeldale on Thursdays. Anyway, um, yeah, support Casey and Tyler. They have their own band thing going called Drifters, and it's a lot, really good music. Good, good guy. Holy crap, I love what you're doing. But yeah, I randomly met Amber, and then had her on the podcast at Tap Union, and it was a great, like, 2 hour fucking conversation. And a shout out to a lot of the friends and employees at Tap Union. Kelsey gave me this bracelet tonight, and Lily, and then now I saw. I'm blanking. Oh God, I'm blanking on your name. But we just talked tonight, and I got your phone number. We're gonna do a podcast, I believe. Yeah, a lot of good people in this world, and kind of what I'm doing. Just showing up at places and being annoying and engaging people in conversations. I'm going to do I think I'm going to do, if Matthew actually reaches out to me, but I think I'm going to do a fundraiser for, and I don't know exactly, I think it's like first responders or a fundraiser for police and firefighters or something up at Taps Beer Reserve in June. And Kevin, Kevin, the owner of Taps, Kevin Summers, and his amazing sister Lisa, who pretty much keeps him in check and runs Taps Oak Tree. God, Kevin, thank God you have Lisa. You'd be lost without her. And your amazing wife, Catherine. Yes, I remembered her name. Anyway, yeah. I think my brain is trying to make sure I get everybody that I appreciate into one episode, and that's not going to happen. Yeah, the Martinezes, Pat and Gina, my brother from another mother, Chris Pullen, share the same birthday, a year apart. And my friend Krista, who is going through some tough times, but she is a champ, and she has an amazing support system of family and friends, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna fucking kick this shit in the ass. So fuck cancer, and you got this. Yeah. And Kimmy and Michelle and David and Jody and David and Mar. I said David twice. Sorry. Richard and Mar. And Lori. And everybody I'm fucking forgetting. Sorry. Again, I'm going Jonathan Evison style. Off the hook. Wade, Kimmy's better half, and Matt, Jody's better half. Gosh damn, I have to keep checking the boxes. Anyway, yeah, Krista went through this stuff last Tuesday, and she's a fucking trooper. Yeah, so it's gonna be fine. She is super healthy, caught it early, and again, her daughter Tori and her son Ton, amazing people. Oh my gosh, and her mom Sandy. Yeah, Beth. I mean, and there's so many names like I'm leaving out here, but yeah. Um, and your amazing dog Tina, the black lab Tina. Oh my gosh. Oh, and your brother James and his wife Dondi. So yeah, it's been a lot of emotional stuff. Um, my daughter and her husband Alex, Chris and Alex, they did find a roommate who seemed, and they know him. It wasn't some stranger, but he's going to be a good roommate, and she has some new opportunities here in Portland as she's trying to build her business. And Alex is kicking ass at Benchmade. And actually, yeah, I'm super glad. Get Lit at the Beach, the readers event in Kenna Beach every April. But my uncle Oscar, my mom's brother, is going to come with us for the first time. So yeah, super excited. All right, Jonathan, it's your fault, buddy. You, because I watched some of your videos when you're at the cabin, and it cracks me up because you're just so real. But I do appreciate you, brother. So once again, The Heart of Winter, Jonathan Evison, in fine bookstores now. We encourage you to actually buy the book, but if you can't, it's on Amazon. And then Willie Vlotten, the horse. Yeah, I'm almost done with it. Really impressive novel, buddy. So it was good to meet you with Jonathan. And I'm going to tap out right now, but I hope all of you are doing well. Take care of yourselves and each other.